Okay, play the clip.
But the truth of the matter is there's nothing that I can say that's going to be the right thing to say. If you're disappointed by this development, then you're going to be disappointed by this development. There's not really much I can say or do for you. Bitch, I don't think you realize what the f*** I've gone through in my life. Bring it the f*** on.
This is MJ Gray. You're probably wondering how she got here. The typical influencer setting up the camera and making a long, drawn-out explanation as to why they're doing the very thing they told people they shouldn't do. Well, before we get to that, let's rewind. You know, on YouTube, you always want to have that thing called a niche. Something that people will know. Oh, that's the girl that dances. Or that's the girl that eats cake for breakfast.
This is what I'm eating for lunch.
Or that's the girl that says women should never vote.
A lot of people think I'm insane because I don't think women should vote.
I still stand by that opinion. You want that zinger that makes you zing. It helps feed the ever-changing algorithm because it knows exactly what you're selling to your watchers. Well, MJ Gray's niche was pretty much men are awful. Never trust them. And ladies, don't you ever walk down the aisle. But before we get to the typical set up the camera influencers apologizing to their audience traditional video, let me give you a little bit of MJ's background and let's check out some of her videos. MJ Gray. She's the Texas Garden Fairy, 421,000 followers, supermodel, billionaire, and known for videos telling women to act like a man.
And when I tell you to act like a man, you clutch your pearls and you're like, oh, that's disgusting. I never want to act like a man. And my response is, okay, cool. Then you're done dating men, right? If you think the way men behave or the way they most commonly behave in their culture, if you think that's disgusting, the only reasonable response then would be not to date them anymore, which I'm fully in support of. But if you are going to continue to date men, you better get with the program. Because this whole skipping and singing and rainbows and holding hands is not the way it works. And if you insist on living in that delusion, then you will continue to get the results that you're getting.
And this is how MJ would go about her online presence. Shoot, girl even became a female podcast bro, got her microphone herself and started approaching dudes on the street and sticking her microphone in their face.
If you woke up tomorrow as a woman, what would you do?
Probably get my tubes tied.
Yeah.
Because I want to get pregnant by these
Say it one more time.
On the topic of pregnancy, she would say never get pregnant by a broke dude.
Letting a bum get you pregnant is a great way to ruin your life for the rest of your life. That shit will ruin your life for the rest of your life because for the rest of your life, you're gonna have to deal with that man. A lot of you guys are doing it for the plot and then you fuck around and find out and you get pregnant and you have to deal with that fucking loser for the rest of your life.
Which I agree with that one. If you know a guy is a loser and not fit to be a father, why in the holy hell would my ladies get pregnant by that man? Okay. She would also promote that if you do get into a relationship, make sure to keep those men on their toes and get a little feral.
You have to do something crazy periodically just so people know that you're capable of crazy.
Which I don't believe in that at all.
Keeps people acting right.
She's also someone who promotes not having the most traditional relationships, as men just kind of like to serve her.
I was in an open relationship because my ex-boyfriend was a sub. We did not have a traditional sexual relationship. He was like my gay best friend who was a straight guy but didn't want to sleep with me. He just wanted to buy my groceries and like clean my house and like kiss my feet.
Pretty much saying men are not the prize, period. And being in a relationship shouldn't be as important as the general public tries to make it. Don't let the podcasters fool you. You do not need a man. And dating really is just going to be a huge disappointment for, well, any of us.
We are living in a time that our ancestors dreamed of. We are able to work, make our own money, live on our own, be single, not get married, not have children. We're able to have those choices. And this is the first time in human history that women have had as much freedoms as we've had. We don't really need a man for anything. But with that being said, and I need you to understand, with that being the case, we are going to have, like, reform requires upheaval. or some kind of disruption. So we are going to be disappointed with our relationships with men. That is the way it is. And
MJ chose the niche that men are not important, dating is not important, marriage is not important, children are not important, men will most definitely disappoint you, and just the premise of a relationship in general is a delusion, a fantasy, kind of like everything in Disney, magic. In fact, one of her most popular videos is her telling her audience, pleading her audience to please never get married.
this is my scolding hot take, and you're either going to be ready to hear this or you're not going to be. Women historically have been slaves. I understand there's different forms of slavery, but women, in the true definition of the word, have been enslaved. Marriage was the act of making women property. Marriage was the way of exchanging women as property. Marriage was the property transfer of a woman between her father and her husband. Regardless of how you feel about it, that's the fact.
In fact, she even talked to her audience extremely slow to make sure that they get her point very clear.
I personally disagree with the entire construct of marriage. I believe that marriage signifies the ownership of women, and I disagree with it as a concept as a whole.
And I mean like really clear. She really laid it out for everyone to know.
And if you're not new to my page, you know that I have no intention of ever getting married. I relish in the idea of being single. I do not want to have any children. And I relish in the idea that for the first time, I'm one of the first generations of women who have the freedom to not participate in any of those things.
And I mean, like a lot. How long was this video again? Over 6 minutes. 6 minutes of making sure that her audience knew exactly who she was.
So to me, not only is it not an insult to my identity and does not dictate my worthiness as a human being, it is a privilege that I get to choose not to get married. It is a privilege that I get to choose not to have children. And I believe that as a woman, you should avoid getting married. You should avoid having children. Marriage benefits men, and having children benefits the patriarchy.
And as someone who is child-free herself, I got my uterus yanked out due to endometriosis. Not wanting kids was just a lucky bonus for me. And when I talk about that, many of you guys ask me my opinion about the child-free creator, like MJ. And we'll get to that a little later. I just wanted to say I am so happy that I didn't make me ripping out my uterus and not wanting children my whole personality.
This is me now! This is me now! This is me now!
Because when you do that on the internet, people never forget. They will grab you by the neck and make sure you always stick to what you say. Otherwise, well, your audience is not gonna be too happy. So color MJ Gray's audience surprise when she got on the internet with a video titled, "Yes, I am getting engaged. Yes, this is awkward. LOL." A 4-minute video of having her whole female audience roll their eyes. But what really got me was all the men in the comment section, because you know what they were saying. The same thing Pearl would say.
I told you that men are the prize.
I told you to shut up. Okay, all right, MJ, let's hear about your engagement and let's see why this is so awkward for you.
Yes, I am engaged. Yes, I am the same person who made several videos saying that I never had any plans to get married, I did not want to get married, and I did not agree with the institution of marriage.
Well, at least she's self-aware, but we are only 3 seconds into a whole 5-minute video.
The gag is, I still don't agree with the institution of marriage, but in those videos, I made caveats. Under certain circumstances, like if you plan on having children, if you plan on living together, if you plan on buying property together, those are the situations where marriage does make sense. I don't think you should feel like getting marriage is a milestone that you must make in your life to feel like an accomplished person. I don't think it's an accomplishment. I don't think as women you should feel pressured to get married, because when women are pressured to get married, they end up in bad situations.
Well, then why didn't you just say that? I mean, your original video was, "Please don't get married," right? Everybody kind of remembers that one, right? Let's finish out the apology video because people were very upset that she didn't want to give any kind of insight to her relationship.
I am in a good situation, and I cannot tell you all of the details of the situation I'm in because now the situation I'm in involves another person. So I have to maintain privacy around my relationship, and I will be even more stringent about that going forward.
Which I don't understand why people were upset about that. I mean, she doesn't owe anybody a window vision into her relationship. She already told y'all she's getting married. Let's just be mad about that one. But I completely understand not putting her relationship on the internet. I definitely don't really do that. That's why Garrett is a silent character. Anyway, MJ had to repeatedly, and I mean repeatedly, very similar to when she had to make sure to tell her audience that marriage isn't something that she was going to do, or it's something that women shouldn't put on a pedestal. She repeatedly had to now tell her audience that she's in a great situation. She's not with an awful man at all.
I owe it to my partner, who does not have any kind of presence online at all, to protect our privacy as a couple. I am in a good situation. I'm with someone who is fantastic, and I'm in a good situation. Again, I cannot give you all the details of the situation that I'm in.
I'm just gonna have to guess that you had to keep saying,
I'm in a good situation. I am in a good situation.
Because of all the years telling her audience about all the bad situations that probably will happen if you enter into a relationship.
You just have to take my word for it. If you think that I'm a dumb bitch, then you think I'm a dumb bitch, and it's probably not a good idea to follow me anymore. If you think I'm full of shit, then you think I'm full of shit, and you probably shouldn't follow me anymore. All I've ever done online was share exactly how I feel at that specific point of time, and that's what I'm going to continue to do.
And that, people, is why you should not base what you do in your personal life off of what influencers, celebrities, some person with a camera on the street does with their life, or in MJ's case, tells you what to do. It's personally why I haven't gotten to the child-free community, or the, I'm not really sure what to call them, the you must have children community. Both are on the same level to me because they both will tell their audience, don't have children, or you must have children to live a full life. And I don't personally believe in telling people what to do. It ain't my life, do what you want. Before this drama happened, I knew who MJ was, but it's just not my type of content. I don't need people on the internet to tell me what to do with my own personal life because it's my life.
Don't get married, do not have children. Don't get married, do not have children.
Everything I do on my channel, in my life, what I think, what I like to do is what I'm going to do. Absolutely no one can change my mind. No one can tell me how to live it. Some of you guys know that when you're in the comment section telling me, Michelle, you should not do what you're doing right now, and I'll say no. And so that's why MJ and other people's content like this wasn't something that I indulged in quite often. She would show up on my For You page probably because I'm child-free. I follow a page titled Kids Getting Hurt. Don't worry, they're always okay. I fell a lot when I was a kid, and I'm completely mentally stable. But content like this, it was just never my thing. It's not on the same level as the red pill community with those odd men that tell other men that all women are awful and all they want to do is take your money. But it can have the same vibe, even though some is empowering, many just is not for me. Mostly because I guess in my 30-something years of living, I noticed that people who have an absolute type persona on the internet always end up setting up their camera and saying, hey guys, this is awkward, just like we are right now, because they changed their mind. And in the next part of her video, she starts to talk about, well, this is just how influencing is. And you guys shouldn't take it all that seriously.
Engaging with influencers, content creators, when engaging with social media, you need to utilize discernment. And that has been a pillar of the things that I've said on this channel since its inception. You need to have discernment. If anything I've said had caused you to make major life decisions or to not make major life decisions, that's not a good sign. You need to make decisions for yourself for what is best for you. Because it's true, I can't promise you that I'm never gonna change my mind. I can't promise you that I'm not gonna get more information and make a different decision in the future. I can't promise you that because I'm a human being. All I can do is my best to be honest and forthcoming about what's going on in my life while also protecting myself, my partner, and my privacy.
And all of that is true. People change their mind all the time. I have plenty of friends who grew up thinking they were going to get married and have lots of children, and as they grew up, they decided, I don't want to do that. I'd actually rather just be married and not have kids. Or some people don't want to get married anymore. I have friends that grew up saying they absolutely never wanted children and kids suck booty cheeks. Well, now some of them are 5 kids deep and wants even more. She is not wrong in that statement. What is wrong, in my opinion, whether you're an influencer or not, is to promote and telling people don't do these things because, I don't know, I don't want to at this moment, and then make a video saying, well, that's what I thought at the time. That's what'll get people to stop wanting to check into your videos, which is what's happening to MJ right now. But go ahead, girl, thank your supporters.
To everyone who is so supportive, thank you. Because I have a parasocial relationship with you guys too. And it's probably not a good thing, but you mean a lot to me. And your support, your kind words mean a lot to me.
The support she's talking about, I do not see it in the comment section. Yes, there is a ton of red pill type dudes in the comment section eating her ass up, but many of her female followers are very upset. People are posting clown shoes for her. So you're an exception, got it. The jokes write themselves. But the next comment is pretty much what many people are thinking. She spoke in absolute, she built a platform, and now she's retreating into nuance now that her life changed. Yeah, it's been about 4 days since this video for me at the time that I'm filming, and I haven't seen very many positive comments.
Okay, I was very afraid of announcing this because I did kind of know it was going to happen. So thank you so much for your kind words.
I'm just not seeing any kind words.
But the truth of the matter is there's nothing that I can say that's going to be the right thing to say. If you're disappointed by this development, then you're going to be disappointed by this development. There's not really much I can say or do for you.
And many people said, yeah, there's not. And she's been losing followers ever since, which is why sometimes I'm really happy I don't have much of a niche. You see, when it comes to the algorithm, it is really nice to have one niche where the algorithm knows exactly where to place you. You get a ton of views, a ton of people, a ton of engagement, lots of money. But the drawback to that is that you build an audience very quick. They know you for one thing, and if you change it up or change your mind, well, that's just gonna kind of kill your whole audience. They followed MJ because she was the girl that acted like a man. Men were nothing. They weren't the prize. She is. Marriage is awful. Rich men are awful. Don't do it. And now she's doing exactly what she said she wasn't gonna do, and that she told other people not to do. She was just someone who was extremely critical about the Institute of Marriage, but that wasn't the only thing she was critical about. Many people noticed that she responded to a comment where the commenter says rules for me, but not for thee. And she responded and said, I never placed any rules on anyone or even criticized any woman for getting married. But she was extremely critical on a woman named Wizard Liz. We talked about her on this channel too. She was someone very similar to MJ. Women are the prize. We are special. Do not settle for a man. Don't trust men. She was pretty much someone that was like a self-help, motivational type person when it comes to young women. She would teach the ladies how to avoid getting cheated on, etc., etc. Well, one day, Lizard Liz would fall in love. It was pretty much like a Disney movie, and just like in a Disney movie, there was an evil villain, the man, and Wizard Liz's man cheated on her. And well, MJ saw an opening in this niche and decided to have a lot of critique for the Wizard Liz, whose name I still don't understand. But go ahead, MJ.
Oh boy, a lot of you are asking me to comment on the whole Wizard Liz situation, and I don't want to feel like I'm like profiting or like exploiting someone's tragedy. I think that's absolutely devastating what's happened to her. I can't imagine how she's feeling right now, especially considering the fact that she's 4 months pregnant. And I feel like, you know, what can I really say? I feel like anything that I could say in this situation, like how I genuinely feel, is going to get me into trouble.
Don't worry, that didn't stop her. It was just the setup.
But what's new? I could never trust a man, and I would never judge or condemn a woman for trusting a man. I personally could never trust a man. I absolutely not. I've loved men, and I've cared about men. And I've had, you know, I care deeply about my ex-boyfriends, and we're still friends. Like, I've had love for men. I've never trusted a man. Ever. Even the men that I've loved in my past, I would not trust them. I've never met a man who was not driven by his lust. If there's one theme that all of the men that I've ever known, whether I dated them or otherwise, there's one theme that they all had, is that they are absolutely controlled by their lust. Which is why I would never marry a man.
Okay, so maybe she wasn't super critical of the Wizard Liz, but she definitely wanted to make it completely clear. See, never trust a man. They're all driven by lust. This is why you gotta use men. Just use them up all the way up. Take everything they got, girls.
And why I think if I am going to enter some kind of relationship with a man, I have to be getting some kind of, what's the word for it? Collateral. Collateral. If you would like to date me, I need collateral. I need to look back on our relationship together and feel like I got something out of it for when and if you betray me and waste my time. And that is what I preach to you guys. So when people are like, oh, MJ, why is she giving relationship advice? She's not in a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship. I sleep like a baby at night because I don't worry about some man running around and cheating on me. I use men for what they're good for.
She did start talking about how she never watched Wizard Liz content because she didn't seem like someone that was kind of great at picking men.
I don't regularly consume Liz's content. It's not particularly my cup of tea, although I think she's great, and I hope that I'm so happy for her success. But from that one video she did with the Q&A of her in Landon, there were so many times in that video where I was like, oh, yep. And that's why I'm not a very fun person to be friends with, because if you're friends with me, I'm gonna point those things out to you with your relationship. And I see it all the time. Any man who says you should trust men as a woman is lying to you.
That video wasn't all that awful or hypocritical, but like I said, the more MJ talks, the more that the hypocrisy would come out because of her current situation. And someone would ask her about the Wizard Liz situation even more. And that's when she started talking about the Wizard Liz and being qualified to give relationship advice.
You cannot take advice, especially in regards to men or dating or in regards to self-love, from women who are still buying into the fairy tale. The reason why I wasn't a fan of Liz's content is because it all just came across to me to be very surface level. The fairy tale doesn't exist. Still have this expectation for a fairy tale in your mind. I don't care how strong your intuition is, you are going to lie to yourself and you're going to miss red flags.
And I guess that's what MJ found different between her content and the Wizard Liz content, as they both got compared. Wizard Liz still believed in fairy tales. MJ did not. This is such a wonderful reminder to make sure to have your own mindset. It's nice to see other people that are relatable to you, but I don't really take people on the internet all that seriously, especially when they're trying to tell me what to do, because I understand that people can change their mind, just like MJ did. In fact, now, even though she says there is no fantasy, she is acting like she's in a fantasy and she's with a wonderful man. And she says she's living her best life, which people absolutely are irritated by, because something else she said in the past, remember, the internet lives forever, is her opinion on expensive clothing.
Like designer things are just tacky. They're just played out.
But the thing that people were really focused on in the Please Don't Get Married video and the most recent video of the awkward I Am Getting Married was the topic of rich men. In the ever so infamous and very viral Please Don't Get Married video, she warned women to kind of stay away from marrying the rich guys.
Your quality of life is going to be dictated by that man. Your relationship may look a certain way today, but it could be very different 10 years from now. It could be very different after you have 4 of his children. It's not worth the Chanel bags. It's not worth the Cartier bracelets. It's not worth the fancy vacations. This is your one life. This is your independence. This is your autonomy.
Y'all, color her followers surprised, like their booty cheeks were on the flow with Pearl. Because you know who she dating, somebody rich. And y'all, she be showing it off on the TikTok. A new watch, I don't know the brand because I shop at Ross, a Chanel bag, a Dior wallet with some cash and a credit card in there. Y'all know how the Devil Wears Prada 2 was coming out? Girl, MJ bought the whole Devil Wears Prada outfit and is strutting the hotel halls in Paris. If it makes you feel any better, I never took anything you said seriously. I remember you literally made a video about designer things being tacky. Want to explain the switch up? Because she couldn't afford them. Honestly, this reminds me, and I've said this many times before, and people are always like, no, I wouldn't change my mind on this. But whenever we get these little switch up things, I always talk about plastic surgery or Ozempic. Those people that say, I will never take Ozempic. I would never get plastic surgery, but then they get the money, and honey, they are plastic surgerying it up and then chasing it with Ozempic. Anyway, I was a little shocked seeing people being extremely upset that she's buying designer type things now and doing all her designer hauls, because she just kind of seemed like a woman that was into this type of aesthetic online. The skinny, rich, men like to lick my feet type content. But it's such a huge critique that she made a video addressing it.
There are a lot of things that are being said about me simultaneously that are contradictory. There are people telling me or saying that I'm an SW because I have historically posted luxury things, posted luxury vacations, posted myself at luxury hotels, and the only explanation for that would be that I'm an SW. And then in the next breath, there are people saying that the reason why I've made videos where I was anti-consumerist is because I was never offered those things. The reason why I accepted my proposals because I was never offered that, and that's always secretly what I wanted. I have always dated wealthy men. Dated them. They weren't clients of mine. I dated them. They were people that I dated. They were boyfriends.
But you said not to date wealthy men. Oh my God.
I have had wealthy men want to marry me before. I did not want to marry them. My bio has always said
supermodel billionaire. Since the first day, it has said supermodel billionaire. Have I made videos where I was like, I don't really like the consumerism stuff? Yes. I've made a lot of contradictory videos because this whole account has been a stream of authentic consciousness.
I told you, women.
Anyway, now MJ has to set up her camera multiple times a week probably, respond to comments of people saying, I thought you said, because the internet lives forever, and instead of just saying, y'all, I was wrong, that's it. She has to explain how back in the day it was just, you know, stuff I was going through. This channel was just like going to evolve. It was a stream of consciousness that I didn't know would change. I didn't mean to tell you guys not to ever get married. It's just my stream of consciousness.
It has just been me showing up at whatever phase that I'm at in my life, honestly, as a coping mechanism.
Once again, I want to remind you, stop shifting your life to what influencers tell you what to do.
And that was a mistake. For everyone saying that I grifted, I have made $0.
I don't believe that. This is all alleged. I'm just gonna say it though. Her videos get millions of views. You're gonna tell me someone who jumped at a chance to marry a rich man and is now in Parody with a Dior wallet thing and doing Dior unboxing hauls didn't make some type of money from TikTok? Come on, MJ.
I have not gotten any brand deals. I've made money from the Creator Fund. It's not a lot.
Okay, that might be true. It's not a lot what you get from TikTok. I thought she was gonna keep riding that train of, I didn't do this for the money at all. In fact, I never got paid. I did it for the good of women because this is what I truly believe in. But she saved herself there. I was about to go off because I know she's smart. Why the hell wouldn't she rake in some money from TikTok?
I have just shared myself and my life as it came at different periods of time.
But I don't believe that because it didn't seem like this conscious vlog of this is the period of my life that I'm in, single, strong, not wanting to make marriage my whole priority like they did in the past. I want a good relationship. I will only get married if the man is, you know, a good man. But no, it felt like a tutorial on life for women so that we can be boss babes, which I'm not against. Not every person needs to get married. Not every person needs to have children. But her videos didn't seem like it was like a vlog, right? Am I wrong? That's just my opinion. I don't know how you guys are gonna feel about that. It felt like she was telling other women, beware of the ring.
There have been a lot of things that have happened, even in the last year, that have made me shift my perspective, shift my content style, and shift how I show up.
The views. Pretty much. Her views are a lot lower than what they used to be. There was a time where it was nice and prime and awesome and very popular to do this whole anti-man thing, just like there was a time that the red pill community was thriving. Both contents has shifted as it shows that a lot of people just need something positive. They want something goofy, something fun. They don't feel like being emotional and kind of want to get out of their real life to something that's a little bit more fun. So yeah, of course she's going to shift her style of content to something else. It's very, very normal. It's just in this situation, many people are saying, well, it's because you're not making money off of the backs of lonely women. Many people want something that's relatable, which is why it's kind of interesting that she's going down the route of I'm rich and I buy Dior and my boyfriend buys me everything too.
I'm currently sitting in my $100,000 car that my boyfriend bought for me.
Because like we've seen with Jaclyn Hill, Michaela Nogaria, many people are very, very tired of the influencer flex, which I have to say, I guess is the perfect time for us Ross girls to thrive. Anyway, at the time that I'm filming this video, this was MJ's last video talking about the topic, and she says, hey, if you don't like my content, y'all can leave.
That's called being a human being, okay? And if that's not for you, that's okay. And if you're going to make judgments on my character, that's also okay. All of this is okay. You're free to do that.
And well, people did. There are a lot of MJ Gray think pieces on TikTok right now. Many people are saying, girl, you gonna get played. Because unfortunately, like we've said many a times, the internet lives forever. MJ has all her opinions about men on the internet forever. Everything about how they are not that great, how women should use them for everything they have. Rich men are awful. She gave the aura that she's better than these men. Men like to lick her feet. So many people are saying this man studied you, got you because he has money, and now, well, we're here, and you're gonna be Wizard Liz #2 soon. To be fair though, she did say that if she enters into a relationship, she would need, in her words, collateral. And looks like this guy's rich, so what's the worst thing that can happen? He cheats on her ruthlessly, and then I guess she gets his money. So I mean, two people could be playing each other here. And I did read in some of her comment responses was that she has some kind of thing set up that she will get something if they break up. But I am no fortune teller and or witch. So I guess we're all just gonna have to wait and find out, because I'm sure in the world of TikTok, if something happens to MJ and her relationship, we will all know. And that is the story of the influencer who ruined her reputation and her following online this week. I'm sure there will be a new influencer ruining their reputation by next week. Right, Pearl? Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more videos that are outside of the miniverse, click here. We just watched every single episode of the reality show Love is Blind. This man said no fat chicks, and now, well, he ain't got fat chicks, he ain't got fit chicks, he ain't got nobody. And I watched every single episode. If you want more videos in the miniverse, well, we have a whole channel. In fact, Pearl Girl, on the flow there, has a whole series, and I will link that down below in the comment section as well. Thank you guys so much for letting me tell you this story, and I will see all of you guys next time.
Drag him through the dirt where the roots run deep. Drag him, let the forest hum him to sleep. Drag him, all that noise don't mean a thing when the quiet girls start to sing. Drag him past the lies and the cheap control. Drag him, let the ground take back his soul. Drag him, he can preach but we don't obey. Not today.